Hey guys, today we are going to talk about purgatory. I have to start by saying that purgatory and limbo are not the same thing. They're two different places, two different concepts, and I would love to get into a description of limbo, but I can't right now, otherwise the video would be twice as long as it needs to be, and I'm trying to keep your attention, so I will make a separate video about limbo later. Purgatory, according to the Catholic Church, is where most souls go upon death. The reason for this is that the Bible explicitly states that God can't be in the presence of sin, and almost no one dies without any sin on their soul whatsoever. So when you die, you go to purgatory, more often than not, in order to have the sin purged from you. It's a cleansing process. Purged, that's why it's called purgatory. The reason why Protestants have a hard time with this idea is because purgatory, the word, is not in the Bible. That's true, but neither is the word Trinity, and that's a concept that most Christian denominations agree on. The reason why Catholics believe that purgatory is a very real place is because of a few scriptural examples, starting with the Old Testament, a book called Second Maccabees. We run into problem and conflict right here already because Second Maccabees is not in the Protestant Bible. A lot of people I've talked to seem to think, or they were taught, that the Catholic Church added 7 extra books, but the fact is, those 7 books were part of the biblical canon until Martin Luther removed them during the Protestant Reformation in the 16th century because he disagreed with theology therein, and that's a whole other video altogether. That's a whole series of videos as to why Martin Luther removed those books. But just so we're clear, those books were there and then they were removed. Second Maccabees sees Judah Maccabee and his compatriots collecting prayers and alms to donate to the temple for their fallen compatriots, dead friends and soldiers of theirs. So they're getting people to pray for them and to donate money to the temple for them, and they're already dead. So Second Maccabees is pretty explicit about the merits of praying for the dead. If you can't deal with Second Maccabees because it's not part of the Protestant canon, let's fast forward to the New Testament, where all the books are the same in both Bibles. St. Paul, in his epistles, several of them actually explicitly prays for dead people. So the question is, if when one dies, they're destined for heaven or hell, and there's no in between, and there's no altering that course after death, then who are these men praying for? Forget about Judah Maccabee if that's not working for you. But St. Paul prays for dead people. So who is he praying for? If you're in hell, you're in hell. You're not getting out without, divine intervention, which, according to the Bible, doesn't happen. Once you're in hell, your will is fixed. You're there. Same thing with heaven. Your will is fixed. You're in heaven. You can't get thrown out. That's it. The end. You're there for all eternity. It's just like if you're in hell, but a happier ending for you. So if they're praying for dead people, then one only has to assume that they have an understanding that there are people who are dead who could go to heaven, and they want to contribute their spiritual works of mercy towards the salvation of the dead. Praying for the living and the dead is a spiritual work of mercy in the Catholic Catechism, and I will do another video about the works of mercy. But the idea is, if you're in purgatory, you are going to heaven. It's just a matter of time. It depends on the nature of your sins and the amount of your sins when you've died. I know a lot of friends of mine have expressed concern and issue with this because then the conclusion you can draw is, well, then doesn't that mean that my loved one is stuck in purgatory because I'm not praying for them? And the answer is no. They're in purgatory because that's where almost everyone goes, because we're going to heaven, but God gave you in the presence of sin, so you got to purge the sin. It's not a bad thing. It's a really holy process. But praying for the living and the dead it's like giving money to charity, right? It's like helping the poor, feeding the hungry, that kind of stuff. Those are also works of mercy in the church. It's good for them and it's good for you. It's good for your soul to be conducting this charity for other people, right? So I hope that that somewhat explains purgatory. Again, damn, I don't know why I limited myself to 5 minutes on these videos. I'm such a jerk. This is really tricky, you guys. If you guys have any questions about purgatory, please post in the comments. Like I said, I will do another one about limbo to explain what that is and what the difference is between that and purgatory. And I will do one on the works of mercy in the Catholic Church, and we will go from there. I'll probably do one on the schism too. That'll be fun. All right, let me go know what you guys think. Bye.